And welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the Moving Forward Leadership Podcast. I'm your host and founder, Scott McCarthy. Welcome to the podcast, all about making yourself and your business better through leadership. Today's episode, we're going to be talking about how to take care of yourself. That's right. Today, it's all about you, the leader. If today's your first time listening in on the Moving Forward Leadership Podcast, first off, I want to say, hey, thanks. Welcome to the show. Hope you enjoy it. And I'm sure you're going to learn a lot of great things. For all those previous listeners, you would have noticed just something a little different today, and that I got a little intro music going on. So trying to make this a little bit better. Again, it's all about moving forward and making things better. So I got to make the podcast better, right? Be a little bit hypocritical. So today's topic, why am I talking about taking care of yourself? Doesn't that seem to be a little bit hypocritical? Because leaders, we are supposed to be all about our people and take care of them and take care of our business. But you know what? You can't take care of squat. You can't do anything unless you are in the right frame of mind. If you are the one that's doing well, and so on and so forth. So from time to time, you need to take care of yourself. And if you're a good leader, which I expect that you are, the worst person in the world you are able to take care of is yourself. I know personally I'm absolutely horrible at it because I'm first putting my family at the forefront, taking care of my wife, taking care of my son, taking care of everybody at work, the 200 subordinates I have to deal with and worry about on a day-to-day basis. It pretty well sucks up every minute of my day and my time to the point where, you know what, from time to time, I just don't have the time to sit back and relax and say, hey, what's important to me and what do I need to do to take care of myself? So that's why I'm talking about that today, because now you need to get in frame of your mind from time to time, and I've done this. You need to sit back, relax, relook at things, and take care of yourself. So personally, there's three areas where I try to take care of myself and make sure I'm well taken care of. And those three areas are physically, mentally, and personal well-being. Now, these three areas may work for you. They may not. It's all up to you to decide what are your areas. And maybe you got three, maybe you have five. Who knows? Maybe you only got one area where you need to take care of yourself and that works for you. It's up to you. It's up to you, the leader. You need to think about it. I know another area which a lot of people out there, and I'm sure a lot of the listeners here, need to take care of themselves, and that's spirituality. Not my ball of wax per se. That's fine. If that's yours, perfect. Use it. Move on. I'm going to talk about those three areas for me today: physical, mentally, and personal well-being. So let's dive in, shall we? And let's talk about physical and my physical fitness and why it's so important. I think this should be on everybody's top list of taking care of yourselves because it will affect you both personally but as well professionally. So many studies have shown out there, and so much research has gone in showing that the better you are physically, the better you will be mentally. You'll be able to make decisions. You'll be able to be adaptive quicker, and you'll be able to perform at higher levels. The more physical fit you are, the higher ability you are to take on additional strain, stress, and so on. So that is why it's so important. It has a direct link, physical fitness has a direct link to mental capability in achieving results and getting things done. It's absolutely a huge stress reliever. I know when I'm having a rough time, getting into the gym, doing a good workout, hitting that punching bag, going into the squash court, beating a little tiny ball around that box, whatever I'm doing, I know that after I go out and do that, and at the end of the day, after I've gotten a good workout in, um, I'm more relaxed. I have a clearer mind. I'm more focused. I'm able to take on anything and everything that is being thrown at me. So it's absolutely a huge piece of that for me. So a lot of people have a hard time with physical fitness. I know it's demands these days, work, life, family, everything just keeps competing for that time. So here's a couple tips out there if you want to get into the physical fitness realm and make this an important part of your well-being. Just a couple of tips from me personally, and the first one of that is get a routine. A lot of leaders live lives around routines. You do the exact same thing when you get up in the morning. You do the exact same thing as you get in the office, going through various files or different situations came up. Routine is absolutely critical. We have our daily routine, we have our weekly routine, we have our monthly routine, and we have our yearly routine. Well, we need to incorporate our physical fitness into our daily routine, and that will help it out. So for me personally, I'm either first thing in the morning, so get up right away. Don't even think about it. Get my gym clothes on. I got a little small gym in my basement. Get up, get downstairs, and get my workout in. That is absolutely critical for me. That's how I do it. If I can't do that, if something takes me away from that time, so that I can't get up in the morning and go directly downstairs and do a workout, and that mainly being my son, who's 16 months old and takes up a lot of my time. Usually, then I'll defer that till lunchtime, and then at least I know then, okay, if I don't get my workout in the first thing in the morning, then I take my lunch break. I take a little bit longer lunch break, and I get it in there. And yes, it goes into work time, but you know what? I look at it as part of being work, because if this is going to help me be better operating for my business, for my organization, then you know what? It's part of work. It will make it better. Another tip for everybody out there who's looking to get into physical fitness and using that as part of their well-being program, uh, find something that you enjoy. It is shown and proven that if you enjoy something uh, within physical fitness, then you're absolutely more likely to continue to do that. So keep up, you will keep it up. All right. So go out there, find something that you enjoy. I have a couple of different things which I enjoy. I enjoy the various Beachbody workouts. P90X, huge fan of Tony Horton out there. If Tony, for some reason, you're listening to my podcast, love the workouts. Keep it up. Keep up the good work. I highly doubt Tony Horton's listening, but hey, maybe one day. So I enjoy that. I also enjoy playing squash. Got a group of buddies at work. We go out at lunchtimes and we hit that little tiny ball around that box, and it is absolute killer workout. My cardio goes through the roof when I continually play squash. But again, it doesn't matter what I'm doing, it's the fact I'm doing something, I'm enjoying it, and I put it into my part of my routine. All right, so keep those two things in mind if you're looking to move forward and add physical fitness within your well-being package per se. Let's move on to the next one, and mental well-being. What does a mental well-being means? It means just mentally you're satisfied, you're happy, your brain is good to go. So there's a few different things which I do for my mental well-being. And first off, believe it or not, is to be challenged. I personally enjoy being challenged. I need to be doing something on a constant and consistent basis that is challenging to my brain, because I can get bored very easily. And then once I get bored with something, I'll start to lose interest. It kind of goes against what I'm kind of saying in this podcast so far, and that it's a bit more about rest and relaxation. At the same time, if you go too far, that pendulum swings too far to rest and relaxation, you're going to become lazy, you're going to become complacent, and then things are just not going to start flowing and getting done. So, to me, I need some kind of form of challenge to continually be my mental well-being there. This podcast, for example, on the website, movingforwardleadership.com, are just examples of how I enjoy being challenged and what I do for myself to continue to challenge myself. But it can't all be about challenge. Sometimes you need to relax. So here are a few other things which help me to relax. Reading, for example, I enjoy a good book or magazine or whatever. So I sit back, relax, grab a book, and read, and that helps me unwind. Studies have shown that reading before bed, especially, helps you get ready to sleep. Stay away from the e-readers though and the tablets, mainly because the blue light in them they'll help you keep you awake. So it's a little bit of a inverse of what you're trying to achieve. So an actual hard book, uh, get out there and pick one up and read it, and that will help you relax a bit. Another thing which I find relaxing is I enjoy writing. I haven't wrote a whole lot or anything really yet on movingforwardleadership.com, mainly because I'm trying to keep this podcast site. I do have plans in the future to turn it into a bit more of a blog along with the podcast, but right now it's all about podcasting. But I do enjoy writing. I write for another site out there, or tech site, because that's a interest of mine. So it's relaxing to me. It takes me away from work. It's something completely different, and it helps me relax. And then the final thing I do to relax is with not podcasting. So this here is relaxation for me. My mind's not at work right now. It's focused on the task at hand, which is getting this long overdue podcast about relaxation out there to you guys. So yes, this is it may seem to be work, but at the same time it's relaxing. I enjoy it. It's fun for me, and it keeps me motivated and keeps me away from the trials and tribulations either at work or at home and so on and so forth. Another thing that you can do for your mental well-being is IT breaks. I know quite a number of people out there that are doing IT breaks, so information technology, so breaks away from the computer, away from the smartphones, away from the tablets, so on and so forth. We are just constantly connected today. It's absolutely insane. Like, I'm looking around my room right now where I'm at, and because I'm still away from home, and I got two laptops, two smartphones in front of me, and a TV. It's absolutely nuts if you think about it. So we are constantly connected to this day and age. Sometimes you just need a break. You know what? Just every now and then, just go ahead and put the phone on silent and walk away from it for an hour or two. Nothing's going to happen, okay? Or put it on phone calls only if you can do that. Nothing is going to happen. It will still be there. The Facebook statuses, the Instagram updates, and so on and so forth will be there waiting for you. That could be a short-term IT break. A long-term IT break, I know some people just literally go ahead and delete those apps off their phones. They put timers on applications on their phones or their tablets or their computers that they'll lock it up until you walk away for it for, let's say, 10 minutes or even so on longer. As well, I know some people just completely walk away from social media. They take social media breaks for weeks to a month at a time, saying, hey, I've spent way too much time worrying about IT and the various apps out there, so on and so forth, so I'm walking away. Personally, when I get home at the end of the day, around 5:30, my work BlackBerry goes on a little shelf that's off to the side in my kitchen, and that's where it stays. As well, my wife and I have a rule that there's no phones at the table during dinner. That is sacred family time. Um, so these are just a couple of different things which you can incorporate in your life so that you can get a break from it all. And the final thing which I use to unwind basically or take care of myself is making sure my personal well-being is well taken care of. And that's basically breaks down to three things. The first thing being, you know what, spending time with my family, making sure my family's okay. And because if my family's not okay, then I'm not gonna be okay. So I need to make sure they're good to go. Um, that could be for my wife's career, making sure she's happy with what she's doing, or making sure my son is developing and becoming the member of society, which I hope that he becomes. As well, um, making sure that I spend an appropriate amount of time with them, because family is absolutely everything. End of the day, I will lead the organization which I'm in, and they won't care. But my family will be there, and they're the ones that will be there with me until the end of the day. So that is absolutely a cornerstone of my personal well-being. Another thing which is important for my personal well-being is making sure I have time for my hobbies. I have wide range of hobbies. From, you could say, this podcast is one of them. Writing for that tech site could be another, considered to be another hobby. I am part of an autumn car club. That's another hobby of mine. So on and so forth. The writing I do, reading I do, all those things. So making sure you have time for hobbies is crucial, I find, to personal well-being, because it's something outside of work that you enjoy doing, that you do it for yourself because you like it. So make sure you take the time to enjoy those hobbies and do them on a regular basis. The final thing, which is part of my personal well-being envelope, I'll call it, is alone time. Believe it or not, I'm the type of guy that I'm a super social guy. I love meeting new people, love getting out and about. But at the same time, once every now and then, I need just some alone time. Just me with my thoughts, or my book, or my computer, and not being bothered by anyone, not having anyone knocking at my door, calling me, or whatever. Just me and my world, so that I unwind, and that is alone time. So, just to kind of wrap up and conclude today's podcast, if you're new, again, these podcasts are basically a little shorter. They are designed so that you get some quick hits, and then you can go out and basically apply these things I talk about to your own life. So, from why it's important to take care of yourself, because at the end of the day, you need to be able to take care of other people. And if you don't take care of yourself, how can you take care of other people? Uh, it can be a million different ways. For me personally, physically, mentally, and personally, those well-beings, those areas of well-being is what's important to me. But again, you could have one thing, you may have five, you may have a dozen. Who knows? It's up to you to decide what those are. And keep in mind, end of the day, like I said, you have to be able to take care of yourself to take care of other people. So please take some time and think about what those are. I'm going to wrap up today's podcast with a couple questions from a couple listeners out there. So Jill writes in and asks, "Hey Scott, love the podcast. Just got a quick question for you. When I come into work in the morning, I basically just quickly say hi to my team, head into my office, and start working. Do you think this is a great way to start my day or not? If not, please say why." Jill, awesome question. I wrote something on a previous website. I had a blog website going, which I didn't like, which talked about the first 30 minutes of your day. And your first 30 minutes of your day is absolutely probably one of the most critical, in that you should walk in, drop your stuff at the office, and then walk back out of it. Don't log in your computers, don't open your computer, don't do anything with it. And walk around and talk to people. Because when you start talking to people, then you're going to start building better relationships with your people. And when you talk to your people, don't talk about work stuff. Okay? Don't talk about work stuff at all. Just talk to them about last night. If they're into sports, talk about the game, whatever, how their family life is doing, so on and so forth. Spend 30 minutes talking to your team about different things, and eventually you're going to build more and more of a rapport with them, a better relationship with them, so that in the end of the day, when times get tough and you need them to step up, they are going to be more willing to do so. Okay? So think about that. Walk in your office, leave your computer, drop your jacket, your briefcase, whatever, head out, and then start talking to people. Craig tweeted me directly on via MFL_podcast on Twitter. Okay, he said, asking regarding episode 3, do you think that your boss should be supporting your development, and how should I approach him about it? Absolutely, your boss should be supporting your development, Craig. As good bosses, good leaders, you should be supporting your subordinates' development as well. So how should you approach him about it? Easy. Just have a conversation. Let him know where you think you're at, where you want to go, and what tools you need to do to get there. And if you don't know the answer to those questions, ask him. Say, "Hey, boss, I want to get to the next level. I want to become a project manager," so on and so forth. Do you think I should go ahead and get my professional management designation? He says yes. Then see if the company or the organization is willing to support you. Maybe that could be through money. Maybe it could be through time. Who knows? Or maybe it just could be through flexibility once a blue moon. But just go up and ask them the question. If you don't ask, you won't know. Awesome. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed today's show. That is all for now. I wish you the best. Keep in mind, keep moving forward, keep advancing, keep getting better. Take care. Bye now.